Hi guys, welcome to another video from Musical Creation. I'm Tom Alone, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about a really cool plugin I encountered called the V90. It's made by Paul Neyrinck. He modeled after a very particular piece of gear from the 80s / early 90s that had a very special preset that he decided to model. We're going to talk about the process a little bit later of his modeling, but for now let's just talk about the plugin. You're actually hearing it right now, and I'm going to switch to the DAW so you can see what's happening. Okay, so what do we have here? We have the plugin open on 3 different instances. Let's listen to the acoustic guitar. Right now the plugin is in bypass, and when I'm gonna switch it on, you're gonna hear suddenly the width of the stereo image open, and something even frequency wise just feels better. Now I unbypassed it. We only have 2 parameters in this plugin. We have the balance, which is the mix, and we have the modulation frequency. This is very subtle. But it's just completely opening the sound for me, and it really reminds me of what an analog console would have done for my signal, where it kinda gives you a summing of 2 different sources that end up in a widener sound. Very reminding me of how it is to listen through a console, and I really like it, especially in a subtle way like this. Let's hear it inside the mix. This is engaged now. Now I'm going to bypass. Guitar is more in the center, kind of have less character. The moment I bypass, boom, opens up. Let's look at another example. We also have it in a more extreme way on the bass. Okay, this is very extreme. I definitely agree. Might change it. It's not the final mix, but let's see how it works. This is a 100% engaged, which is extreme, and a 6.1 Hertz modulation. Bypassing. Completely dry. The moment I bypass it, it's also widening it and also like kinda putting it a little bit back inside the mix. Let's listen to it in the context of things. Bring the drums in. Love it. Turning it off. Bass is boring. Engaging it. Of course I can mild it a little bit. I also really like how the input gain sounds like. I don't know if it's something specific with the modeling, or it's just changing how the plugin behaves towards the signal, but I find this a very useful gain that add coloration. Reminds me a little bit of an input gain console. Could be also my mind deceiving me a little bit. Let's listen to it in another context. I have a cello. So this is engaged. We are in 8% balance and 1.9 frequency hertz. Bypass. And bypass. Oh my god. So subtle, so beautiful. I'm using it in a technical way, not in a creative way. You know, it's not like, oh, you hear there's a chorus effect. No, it's more like using it to open my mix, glue the sound a little bit, and yeah, bypass, unbypass, bypass, unbypass in the mix. But remember, guitar, bass, and cello now engaged. I'm gonna even add the electric guitar so you can hear how it shines on that as well. I have this very flanged kind of guitar, it's a bit scooped. Look what it does. Really fill up the sound. Add a head harmonic, and also a bit compressed it feels. Add another guitar. This had the V90 as well here. Balance 44%, parameters 0.6, only 2 parameters and the gain. Look what it does. Completely opening in the mix. Now both guitars are in. Such a wide mix we have here. Cello comes out nice. Really amazed by what it's doing and the result. Let's jump out for a moment and come back to another session. So we have another song here. Let's check it out. Glockenspiel, I think it's called. This instrument. Yeah, it recorded with a stereo mics, but it was a little bit struggling to find its place in the mix. This is not a final mix, by the way. Very much inside the production of this one, so it's not a final thing, but you can already get the impression. We have here the Glockenspiel. Bypass. Very much in the center, even a bit harsh to me. There's something about it that it's spiky. And the plugin, once engaged, I feel like there is almost like a multiband compressor or something is like pushing a bit the signal inside and widening it. And this is just 64% and 0.8 hertz in the mix. See, cuts through too much. Once I'm putting it in, it's in the background, very beautiful. Now it's bypassed, a bit harsh, and once engage it, it just moves it into a bit of a back dimension. I want to show you it on another instrument. Actually on electric guitar, which is a big user case for this specific patch that was used on the original machine. It was used for guitar, so let's check it out. I have this guitar here, very aggressive rock guitar. So when it's bypassed, very straightforward sound. And look, this is just like, once I'm gonna put it in, It's very subtle, 3%, 0.1 hertz. It just pushes it forward and expanding, pushing it forward and expanding. So let's listen to it in the mix. Leave it here. Bypass. And bypass. When the plugin is bypassed, it's kind of like a bit more pointing out. Well, once I'm going to engage, in my mind it is expanding it and also pushing it inside. So in the mix it's like very musical. Bypass. Guitar is a bit fighting with other instruments. Once it's engaged, it gets its own dimension. So for me, it's also containing. I'm using it as a glue, widening tool, and also as a creative tool. And let's, just for the sport, let's do a live sound on the bass, for example. 5%, look at this, 0.2. Bypassed, dry, boring, and too much outside, in my opinion. I don't like when sounds really come too close to me. A bypass, boom, widening, going in, contain, glue, 5%. So it's kind of like, to me it reproduce also analog summing in the sense of how it creates the differences between the left and right. Hear it in the context of the mix. See how the bass holds up nicely. Electric guitars, they all have this opening on them. So let's take a moment also and give some credit to the guy who made this, Paul Neyrinck. On his website you can see the plugin V90 Symphonic. Again, it's an emulation plugin that reproduces a notorious patch in a device that was made by Yamaha. This is the original device, the SPX90, and it's called the V90, the plugin itself. And as I understood from Paul, it's a very, very credible reproduction that gets the job done. There's a backstory to it. You can read about it in the website itself. It was used on numerous tracks, famous Nirvana Nevermind on the bass tracks, and many different records that this plugin was notoriously used. Just a small backstory from Paul. It was a very, very complicated project. Paul told me he had to develop a specific software that is dedicated to be able to reverse engineer and make this work. Very unique technology. You can read about it in the website, how the LFO are working. Guys, I hope you enjoyed and you like this video. I really cannot highlight how much I recommend this plugin for both sound design and also for the different things I mentioned, like widening and summing and all kind of very, very pristine effects that I'm getting from this. I was the one who contacted Paul and offered to make this video because I saw some examples and I was really blown away, and I just wanted to check it out, how it's going to be inside a mix. And now you can hear how much it supports the mix. And yeah, if you're interested, Paul is also have a remote script called vControl Pro to use legacy devices like this one as controller for different kind of DAWs. I have a video right here, you can check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this musical creation video about the V90, and thank you, Paul, and thank you everybody for watching, and let's keep making music and hopefully change the world for the best. Peace and love, my friends. Goodbye.